Next on All Access.
Recreate the line of scrimmage. Understand who you are.
Pass Nation. Y'all in trouble today, baby.
Handoff to Harris up the middle. Touchdown, Patriots. It's a touchdown for Hunter Henry. Intercepted by J.C. Jackson. Goodbye. He is end zone bound. Pick six.
Nice going.
You had your first pick six, taking it to the house.
That was my first career touchdown, and it was an amazing feeling, man. It's something I'll never forget.
You know, this is a great event. As a military kid myself, it's so awesome just to see them be able to ride around and have a fun moment with their parents.
Go take it for a spin, bud.
Okay.
Pretty well-balanced team, and I think we've seen the games that they get it going in. They've been able to get up in the 40s and whole teams down into single digits as well. So when they get it going, they can really be tough to handle.
Thanks to a stifling Patriots defense, the Patriots won their third game in a row. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Patriots All Access presented by GEICO. I'm Steve Burton. It wasn't always pretty, a common theme through 9 weeks, but New England did more than enough to move to 5-4 on the year and insert themselves right in the middle of the playoff picture. Up next, a return home to take on the Cleveland Browns, fresh off their best win of the year. Before we preview the Browns, let's look back at the sights and sounds of the Patriots' win over the Panthers.
Energy on three. 1, 2, 3. Energy. That's it. All day.
We gotta go out and take advantage of every opportunity we got now. We're climbing our way out of this thing. Let's go dominate all day today.
Recreate the line of scrimmage. Understand who you are.
Pass Nation. Y'all in trouble today, baby.
To the right, Darnold dropped the snap, drops back, he's under pressure, and he turfs the ball at the line of scrimmage. Intentional grounding, offense for the 14. That's it, good series, that's it, D. Good job.
Let's go take the lead here.
He catches, he runs along the far side, 45 to the 50, 45 Carolina, to the 35 with a cut left, a flag on the play as he runs it inside the 25. Off to Harris, up the middle, touchdown Patriots!
That's what happens! That's what happens when we execute!
The faster we go, the better off we're going to be.
That's how you put it together, bro.
Takes the snap. Four-man rush. Darnold stands in. Pocket collapses. Darnold is chased on the run to his right. Flips it to the near side. Knocked down. Good play by Kyle Van Noy. Throws a lob down to Bolden on the wheel route. Makes the adjusting catch against Thompson along the far side. And he's got it for a first down. Fires to the end zone. Caught at the goal line. It's a touchdown for Hunter Henry.
Woo! Hell yeah, baby.
That away, boys.
Hey, play details.
For Donald under pressure, tosses the ball, intercepted by J.C. Jackson. Goodbye. He is end zone bound. Pick six.
Hey, that's it, boy.
Big series right here now. Put him away. And a throw to the end zone. That ball picked off by J.C. Jackson. Running the receiver to DJ Moore. He's got his second theft of the day. And he's celebrating in the corner of the end zone in front of a crowd filled with Patriots fans.
Value player of the week, my boy. POW.
Patriots come into Charlotte and they beat the Panthers soundly 24-6. A terrific performance overall by the Patriots defense.
Good job, buddy. Nice going. Nice going, man. All right, man. Nice going, huh? That's it, man. Good job, buddy. All right, way to go, Cal. All right, nice job, fellas. Good to come down here and take care of business. Get an NFC win. Couple game balls. Play at a game. Jamie. Where are you, JC? Nice going. Let's have our best week of preparation of the year, okay, for a team that we don't know that well. Nice job, congratulations.
How do we feel about coming down here to the Liners and getting it done?
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now for the plays of the week. And Coach starts with the big 3rd and 5, Brandon Bolden catch. Walk us through it.
Yeah, this is really a heck of a play here. Brandon's up here at the top of the screen, and we've got the receivers down here at the bottom, and it creates a one-on-one situation against Shaq Thompson. And you can see Thompson here, number 7, who's a very good coverage linebacker, one of the better guys, certainly one of the better, best coverage player for the Panthers. And Brandon really runs a nice route here. He kind of stutters and I think makes Thompson think that he's going to break in or out, but he kind of runs past them here. And then Mac makes a great throw. But really, one of the most impressive things about this catch, you just see the shadows on this, the way the shadows are going. This catch is directly looking directly back into the sun. And as good of a route and throw of it is as this is, Brandon goes up, adjusts the ball, and catches it in his hands right into the sunlight. This is a tremendous play.
It really is. And we're talking about Bolden here real quick. And I think I've talked to you more with it from the radio side of it. You know, you really value those core special teams guys. He's more than that. I remember out in Denver in the snow, he caught the go route for a touchdown. But when you have a guy that could run the way he does, the way he catches, the way he plays on special teams, great value for your football team, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, he had some good runs in the game and played well in the kicking game. And like I said, this catch is one of the, probably one of the better catches that I've seen all year, just in terms of the route and the difficulty to catch. That's a heck of a play.
All right, and moving on here, this is the Hunter Henry touchdown. And we've been running this concept for, I think, about 22 years around here, whether it's the spot route over the goal line with the corner in the back out in the flat. Tell us how you dress this one up here.
Well, you got it. It's Hunter's over here with the wide receiver in the back, and there's a kind of a crisscross here, and Henry ends up in the middle of the 3, and just is able to post up the defender, and then Mac makes a good throw here and puts the ball right there low on the goal line where only Hunter can get it. Protection here is really good, as it was on the last play to Bolden, but really good here. Mac's got a good chance to step up, nice clean pocket, and drills it in there, and really only Hunter can get this ball. There's really no chance for the defender to make a play on it unless he was to interfere with him. So it's good timing, good execution, good protection, and these guys are starting to develop a little bit of a chemistry between them, and well, this is a result of a lot of, as you know, Scott, this type play. It's a result of a lot of hard work on the practice field. A
lot of reps, a lot of walkthroughs, and all that. And speaking of practice field, this guy wasn't on the practice field for you last week. I know he was very happy because he got 2 interceptions. This is the pick 6 by J.C. Jackson, but this pick 6 really doesn't happen unless other things happen in the front, especially for a guy like Matt Judon, who's been great for you. Yeah, this is really an interesting play. And first of all, it's a good play here by Barmore. Barmore, sees the backfield play action go away from him and is able to recognize that and get up the field and chase Darnold. And as you know, Scott, this is a real tough situation for the quarterback. He's running out here, and Judon's got this receiver.
And so he's got his eyes downfield, I think trying to look for one of these guys. And then Judon comes off and is about to hit him here. And I think by the time Darnold recognizes it, he tries to flip the ball, and it's an errant throw, and JC picks it off, and there they go. But this is one of those, I would say, pressures that helps cause the interception, which actually turns out better than a sack here.
I know you mentioned pressure there. Later in the show, I have another question for you regarding pressure.
JC's playing this play, nicely. He's, has an awareness of this, but Judon's got that covered, so now he's got the 7 route here, and he's also got his eye on the over route coming over, and just trying to, read these receivers and see what the quarterback's doing, and then, when Judon, drops the tight end, then he's able to, come off and make a play on the errant throw, and then it's JC and Robbie Anderson, and we know Robbie Anderson's fast, but JC outlegs him here.
So it was funny. We were watching on the doing the broadcast, and I'm watching him over the sideline. He's got his helmet in his hand. I'm like, okay, there's one play, there's 2 plays. It's almost like you set it up to put him in right in that right spot to keep him fresh. And I know you had to juggle his health over the course of the weekend, but that's the way you draw it up defensively right there on the board in the locker room, right?
Yeah, that was really good team defense, good rush, good coverage, and then take advantage of a mistake that Carolina made offensively. And I thought one of the real keys to the game was just our overall run defense here. And this is a 3 tight end set that Carolina used a little bit in the game, and you can see the line of scrimmage here is about the 31-yard line when the ball's snapped, and now by the time McCaffrey gets over there, everybody's back there around the 30, already on their side of the line of scrimmage, and do a good job of setting the edge here with Lawrence Guy and Van Noy. Bentley coming downhill, and then Judon and Phillips come off the backside. Going to squeeze that down. Phillips makes the play with Lawrence Guy. So here's a good look at it from the end zone. And this McCaffrey is really a good back. Boy, he gets any space at all, run or pass, he's extremely dangerous. But this is really a good defensive play here. This is Carl Davis taking out 2 guys inside, and Lawrence Guy knocking a line of scrimmage back here. Good edge here by Van Noy, and then see Judon and Phillips coming off the backside on the blitz, and end up running it down here. So that's a good defensive picture, not a good offensive picture. That's what we want it to look like there, and getting that run stopped and getting Carolina in some long yardage passing situations really helped us.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. There's your plays of the week. More Patriots All Access. We'll return right after this.
Coming up on All Access.
Sacks versus pressure. What's more important?
Yeah, well, I think that when we look at the.
But first, a conversation with Patriots cornerback J.C. Jackson.
I always seem to be around the ball. I love the ball. I got a good smell for the ball.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots. By Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots, proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off. And by Pepsi. That's what I like. Pepsi, official soft drink of the New England Patriots.
I'm Lauren Spencer with your Patriots Social Media Minute heading into Week 10. J.C. Jackson had himself a Sunday last week, notching 2 interceptions and returning 1 for a touchdown. He even changed his Instagram name to Mr. INT. But when asked to walk reporters through the pick 6 after the game, he deferred to none other than the internet.
You want me to take you back to the whole play? Yeah. I mean, you can watch it on the internet.
With their 3rd straight win, the Patriots are making a serious comeback in the AFC East. Things are getting interesting, and as one fan pointed out in this viral Reddit meme, objects in mirror are closer than they appear. Sundays in the fall are all about football for Kyle Van Noy, but on Tuesdays, he's making waves on YouTube. Kyle's Elite Eats YouTube series features various New England restaurants, and new episodes drop the Tuesdays before home games. This week, he brought running back Damian Harris along for a Q&A. So if you like food and football, head to the Vibin' with the Van Noys YouTube channel to check it out. That's all for this week. I'm Lauren Spencer.
Welcome back to All Access, presented by GEICO. The Patriots' next challenge is hosting one of the AFC's elite teams, the Cleveland Browns. Dan Roach tells us that New England will need a better performance to beat them.
Let's have our best week of preparation of the year, okay, for a team that we don't know that well.
After pounding the Panthers down in Carolina, it was quickly on to Cleveland, and for good reason, as the Patriots know they've got their hands full with the 5-4 Browns.
It's probably one of the most physical, if not the most physical game that we played this year.
Simply put, the Browns bring it, starting with their rushing attack, which leads the NFL in rushing yards, average, and touchdowns.
Got to stop them, got to have all guys, 11 guys to the ball. Pretty good online too, so got to bring our hard heads.
The Browns' running attack features Nick Chubb, Demetric Felton, and D'Ernest Johnson. And when everything is clicking for this offense, watch out.
That's just a really good group, no matter who's on the field at running back for them. Everyone just has to show up Sunday ready to work for 60 minutes because they have that type of team, physical, strong, can do really anything on offense.
As for the Patriots, they feel like they've turned a corner with their modest 3-game winning streak.
It just says a lot about the guys we got in the room, you know. A lot of great leaders, a lot of great character in the room, so just everybody bonding together, going out there and fighting hard, knowing we had something special in the locker room and just being able to keep putting our head down and working.
But there's still issues to clean up. Penalties, turnovers, and mistakes, which will be important as the games get harder.
In the game of football, you know, there are some mistakes you make. You know, in my career, I've had my fair share of penalties, you know, and at the end of the day, I try to just prepare well, lock in, and be in the moment.
Sunday is a milestone game for this New England franchise. Yes, when the Patriots host the Cleveland Browns here at Gillette Stadium, it will mark the 1,000th game in franchise history, regular season and playoffs combined. The Pats becoming the first AFL original franchise to hit that milestone. For Patriots All Access, I'm Dan Roach.
All right, Roach, thank you very much for joining me now. It's Patriots defensive back J.C. I love that name. What does J.C. stand for?
Gerald Christopher Jackson. So everybody just called me JC.
JC, that's just easy.
Yep.
You had your first pick six, taken it to the house. You said, look it up on the internet. I love that line, by the way. Check it out on the internet. But as I go back over that play, how special was it to you?
I mean, it's always special scoring on defense, you know, so, I mean, that's a big play in the game defensively, and I was able to do that, so. And that was my first career touchdowns, and it was an amazing feeling, man. It's something I'll never forget.
When you're running, you're looking back over your shoulder. Now, they teach you not to do that, but you were looking back over your shoulder.
I felt somebody coming.
You felt somebody coming?
I felt somebody coming, yes, sir.
And you kept looking. Were you toying with him, or did you know that I mean, obviously.
I didn't know he was coming to, like, the last 10, 15 yards. I really seen him. But it's just a different feeling playing DB, and you just running for like, it's just different. And you got to look back, make sure nobody coming behind you. So it was just a reaction thing.
Reaction thing.
Yeah.
Now, some guys look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, they do.
Were you thinking about that?
I wasn't thinking about the scoreboard.
You were just thinking about the end zone.
Yeah, I was thinking about the end zone. I was trying to score.
Players in that DB room, you pick the rest of your teammates up, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, sir. I mean, that's what being a teammate is about, man. Holding your teammate to the highest level. I mean, that's how you make each other better.
But here's what they also say. That guy is lucky. He's always around the ball. The ball always seems to find him. Is that true?
I mean, that is true. I always seem to be around the ball. I love the ball. I got a good smell for the ball. So, I mean, I don't call it luck.
You don't call it luck?
I don't call that luck.
Do you like covering the #1 receiver on the other team? Do you like that responsibility?
I love it.
Why?
I mean, that's the best. why wouldn't I want to cover the best?
Mm-hmm.
So put me on your best and let's see.
And let's
see what we could do. Let's see what he could do.
Do you become a receiver when the ball's in the air?
Yes, sir. I played receiver. I was an All-American receiver coming out of high school. I know a lot of people might not know that, but I'm a real receiver. At heart, that's my position.
That's your position.
I just started playing defensive back when I got to college.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's got to help you.
Yeah, it does.
Good luck.
Thank you.
J.C. Jackson, our guest. We'll be back with more Patriots All Access right after this.
In one of the biggest upsets of the season, Methuen High School took down unbeaten Everett in one of the most significant victories in Methuen High School history. To recognize this, we are proud to honor Tom Ryan as our Patriots High School Coach of the Week. Methuen will now advance to the Division I quarterfinals in the state tournament.
I know that, my name is on this, but really it's a program kind of win. This is all about what we've built the last 9 years and about what you're doing right now. On the field and off the field.
Presenting the award is Pro Football and Patriots Hall of Fame linebacker Andre Tippett. The Patriots Charitable Foundation will donate $1,000 to the Methuen High School football program in the name of head coach Tom Ryan.
Rangers on 3, family on 6, 1, 2, 3, Rangers! 1, 2, family!
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time to sit down and have some coffee with this guy, coffee with the coach. And how good does it feel to stack 3 of them in a row? That's 3 in a row, especially 2 straight road wins. How good does that feel?
Well, it feels good. It's great to see the results come after, you put in the work and put in the, the time and the execution and try to fix things that are just not good enough and get them to a point where they actually help you win. So it's gratifying to see that, but we know that the other teams are doing the same thing, and we've got to keep moving ahead, and we've got to move at a faster pace than our opponents to stay ahead of them. So we just have to continue to grind and do that. But it's great to reinforce the players' hard work and extra effort that they put in all season. But as you said, we've seen the results in the last few weeks.
When you were building the 2021 Patriots, is that a pretty good recipe for what you guys want to be as a team? Get over 100 yards rushing, control the clock, play good defense. Is that a good recipe?
Well, it is if you can score enough points to win. And, at the end, the name of the game is points, and you've got to be able to get points on the board. So if you can do that running, great. If you can do it passing, then that's good too. So the bottom line for us really is we just have to find a way to score points, score more points than our opponents. And if we can run and throw, then that keeps the defense off balance. But, in this league, if they want to take something away from you, defense can usually do that. They can take away something, and then you have to go to something else. So hopefully we can be well-balanced enough to attack in an area where we can be productive.
We got Cleveland coming up, and after you win against the Carolina Panthers, you say it's a team we don't know that much about. So now that you've had a couple days to study them, what do you know about the Cleveland Browns when you look at them?
Well, they have a lot of talent, a lot of explosive players. Certainly on defense, they're very disruptive in a way similar to Carolina with the 2 defensive ends. With Clowney and Garrett. Offensively, Chubb's a tremendous player, and they've got some explosive receivers down the field. Peoples-Jones and Schwartz and guys like that. Pretty well balanced team, and I think we've seen the games that they get it going in. They've been able to get up in the 40s and hold teams down into single digits as well. So they've got, again, a lot of talent, a lot of explosive players, and when they get it going, they can really be tough to handle.
All right, team that can score, a team that's physical. Time now for the Ace Ticket Twitter question of the week, and it comes from @SullyT. Shocker, from Boston. We got a guy named Sully wants to ask you about sack numbers and pressure. Like, a lot of fans and fantasy people get excited about sack numbers, the actual sack numbers, but how important is the other pressures? Maybe it's a guy taking on 2 blocks, or a guy gets through the A block that actually pressures that quarterback into the guy that's sacking him. You know, when you coach up your defensive coaches, how important are pressures as opposed to just the actual sack numbers?
Yeah, well, I think that when we look at the interceptions throughout the league, that we see a lot of those interceptions occur on pressures. So sacks are sacks, but pressures a lot of times lead to interceptions and turnovers. So they're both important, and you know, if the quarterback's really determined to get rid of the ball, he can get rid of it before he gets sacked. But sometimes those pressures lead to errant throws, and you know, we've seen quite a few of those plays already this year. We've had a couple. Had one in particular in the Carolina game last week.
All right. If you want to ask Coach Belichick a question, you have to follow the team on Twitter at Patriots, hashtag it, AskBB. We're going to be back later in the show with the Belestrator. Cleveland, you mentioned Chubb. You mentioned their 2 defensive ends. Going to take a look at those guys?
Yeah, you bet. They're on there.
All right, there you go. More Patriots All Access. We'll return right after this. And then later in the show, we'll have the Belestrator for you.
Coming up on Patriots All Access.
With the holidays right around the corner, we'll highlight some of the ways the Patriots are giving back.
I love my new bike.
And later, Bill Belichick highlights a physical Cleveland defense on the Belestrator.
See both guys get to the quarterback. It's really just a question of who can get there first.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Ace Ticket, where New England fans go for tickets to all their favorite events. Visit aceticket.com. By Dan O'Brien Auto. Come into any Dan O'Brien Auto Group store today and get your awesome protection plan. Keeping it awesome. By AdCare. Be recovery strong. Speak up. Reach out. Ask for help. Call AdCare at 800-ALCOHOL. And by Gillette. Look good. Game good. Gillette. The best a man can get. This profile is brought to you by Pepsi.
Welcome back to All Access, presented by GEICO. November is Salute to Service Month in the NFL, and this week, the Patriots were involved in multiple events to help provide assistance to military members and their families.
Earlier this week, as part of the Patriots Salute to Service program, the organization hosted the Massachusetts Military Support Foundation with their Coats for Vets program.
Remembering the people who maybe think that we've forgotten them, that we haven't. So we thank you very much for playing such an important role in this effort.
The goal is to ensure that veterans in need, as well as those living on the streets, receive essential items, including a warm coat to help through winter. In addition, in partnership with CarMax, the Patriots organization welcomed 50 Blue Star families for their annual bike build.
This is a great event. This is my first time attending, and CarMax is really supportive of our Blue Star families, and Patriots have been amazing to our organization, and I couldn't be happier for the families to be here together and receiving the bikes and everything else that they've been given tonight.
This is a great event. As a military kid myself, growing up, you got to spend some time away from mom and dad, when they're out working and doing the work that's so important to our nation. So it's awesome to just give back any way we can. I couldn't tell you this, so awesome just to see them be able to ride around and have a fun moment with their parents, because you know that these moments aren't guaranteed, and you know how special it is for them.
We'll take it for a spin, bud.
Okay.
I think this event is absolutely wonderful. We take great pride in participating. This is the 4th consecutive year that we've been able to be a part of this, and it's just wonderful to see the event evolve and grow.
What do you think? You like
You
it?
like it?
Great.
Congrats on the win.
Appreciate it.
I love my new bike.
Finally, to help honor veterans, the Kraft family paid tribute to those who served in Vietnam with a special pinning ceremony at Gillette Stadium. The lapel pins were presented to thank the men and women for their service.
Hi, everyone, and a very pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to Foxborough's Gillette Stadium for this Week 8 encounter. Hands it off to Chuck. Runs it to the right. Nowhere to go. He is swallowed up, and the ball is loose. Picked up by the Patriots. On the run, down the left sideline of the end zone. Dante Hightower. Touchdown, Patriots. Boom. Bill Belichick reaches the milestone. 300 career wins, and he does it leading the Patriots to their 8th victory in as many games this season.
What's new with the Browns? This will be New England's first look at a Kevin Stefanski-coached Browns team. The Browns made noise in last year's postseason and were a trendy playoff pick this summer. They are fresh off their most impressive win of the year, last week when they thrashed the Bengals.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now for the Belestrator. Coach, Cleveland, we don't know a lot about these guys, but we know the name of these two defensive ends. Show us what Clowney can do and show us what Garrett can do.
Well, this is Clowney up here at the top of the screen, number 90, and Garrett down here at the bottom of the screen, number 95. And when you watch this play, you see both guys get to the quarterback. It's really just a question of who can get there first. Like there they both are, right? There's Garrett on the inside spin, and there's Clowney on the edge. And Clowney just beats him there by about a half a step. So either way, this is a lot of trouble for the quarterback. And well, these two guys are just right on top of the quarterback before the receivers can even get started into their route. So they're really a handful. If we watch this play from the end zone, just see a little bit closer. Start over here with Garrett on the right. Has that great speed rush where he chops the lineman's, the tackle's arms down and run the corner. And here he goes to the chop and then comes to the inside spin. I mean, this is a great move right here. And then over on the left side here, defensive left side, you see Clowney with that, that long left step there. And again, chops that arm. And there they are. I mean, well, you can't get there much quicker than this. This looks like almost like practice reps.
No, these aren't your small, 6'2", 6'3" stacked guys. These are two of the largest humans, that have played in the league. I don't think fans understand how big these guys are.
They're big, they're fast, they're explosive. They really know what they're doing. Good technique too.
Okay, here's Garrett again.
Yeah, here's another look at Garrett against the Bengals. We saw the counter move. The last one was a counter move right here. Now this time he doesn't counter. He just chops and runs the corner. And so that's kind of what you're dealing with Garrett is, both moves look the same. And look at his stride length here. It's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's on the quarterback. I mean, just as fast as he can get there. He's really, really an explosive player, and he can turn that corner quickly. We're going to have to do a good job on these two guys.
Yeah, real quick question. Going back to the Giants days, did LT have that type of stride, or was it more of a choppy step for him?
No, he had that same stride. Boy,
same stride.
Same thing, 5 steps, and he was on the quarterback's back.
All right, we looked at the defense, and then, of course, obviously with Baker and his skill set and the wideouts, you got a heck of a back in Chubb.
Yeah, it all starts with Chubb. The receivers are good, the quarterback's good, the tight ends are good, but this guy is really a special player, and he does a nice job here. This is in the Charger game. He does a nice job here of setting up his blocks, cutting inside, and it definitely doesn't look like this is going to be a 50-yard touchdown, but see how quickly he stutters, changes directions, jumps laterally, stiff arms, breaks a couple tackles here, stiff arm once, drops his pads, stiff arms another one, and then outruns the team for a 53-yard touchdown. So really an outstanding player. We're going to have to do a good job of playing the run, but then also tackling Chubb and getting him on the ground, because he breaks a lot of tackles. So he's fast. So if he gets in the open, he eats up yards in a hurry.
All right, you guys have been road warriors the last couple of weeks. Great to be home. 1 o'clock start. Love those 1 o'clockers against the Browns. Go get them, Coach.
All right, thanks, Scott. We're looking forward to it.
All right, there you go. There's your Belestrator. More Patriots All Access will return right after this.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots. By Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots, proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off. And by Pepsi. That's what I like. Pepsi, official soft drink of the New England Patriots.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access and Bob's Discount Furniture Studios with Mike Reese and Paul Perillo. Let me ask you this. At the beginning of the season, the formula for success, we all thought with this football team, was defense and running the football. As it turns out, it looks like that's the way it's going.
Yeah, the last couple of games, that formula that we talked a lot about during the summer, Mike, has really come to fruition. And I really think the defense specifically is kind of turning a corner a little bit. Now, I'm not going to try to paint the Carolina Panthers offense out to be, the greatest show on turf. It's not. Yeah. But to see the way that they were playing against the run, say, back in September, and then watching the way, it's kind of an old school rock fight kind of a game, and they just completely smothered the Panthers. They gave them nothing on early downs in that game, especially in the first half. That's the formula. I think if the defense can continue playing like that, then you take a lot of the pressure off the offense, Mike.
A couple thoughts on this. I would add special teams in defense, because think about the special teams. I thought that they were letting the team down a little bit early in the year with the block punts, giving up. And I feel like that aspect ties into the defense, so that's good. Now, on the running game, you got to love it if you're the Patriots. See the way the run game has been going. Weather's going to get colder here in the Northeast. That's what you want to see. A little bit nervous for the Patriots in that regard this week. Damian Harris, Ramondre Stevenson with those head injuries. Yeah. Will they be available as we get to the end of the week here? We'll see how that turns out.
One of the most exciting players on defense besides Matthew Judon is J.C. Jackson. Will he remain a Patriot next year?
This is a great one. I think Mike and I could talk about this for the whole show. He's making himself a lot of money, in my opinion. I think he's primed to get into free agency, Steve, and he's going to be well within his rights to ask for top flight, number one corner money. Will the Patriots want to give him $17, $18, $20 million a year? I don't know. In the past, they generally haven't. Now, they certainly broke the bank for Stephon Gilmore to sign him as a free agent, but to retain their guys, they've let Asante Samuel walk. They let Malcolm Butler walk. I'm skeptical. I mean, it's a tough one, but I'm skeptical.
What does Bill Belichick always say? My crystal ball is a little cloudy.
A little cloudy.
Mine's a little cloudy, but if I had to shake it and sort of look in it and guess, I would probably lean toward the Malcolm Butler, situation in terms of if JC's at the top of the market with all the money that the Patriots have spent and are already committed to next year, I think it's going to be tough for them, Steve, to bring him back at top of the market money. I've disappointed him, Paul.
It's like
if
when we
he
pick
leads
them.
the league in interceptions, why wouldn't they franchise him?
Well, you could do that, but that's putting a Band-Aid on the situation for a year. And I do wonder if, some of those past examples that I used, like Asante Samuel, for instance, they did, keep him around for a little while, and eventually he left. And then they were chasing that cornerback, Mike, and eventually they got to keep Talib a few years later. But you saw the difference with that defense without a number one corner. And I think Jackson might be transforming himself into that. Certainly the playmaking ability is there. It's tough. You leave the cupboard bare.
And not to get too deep into the financial weeds, if you will, but the reason that you don't franchise him is that it really takes up a big part of your salary cap on a one-year term. So if it's a tag at, let's call it $18 million, that's $18 million of cap space. That would be tough for them to absorb.
Prediction time.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one, but I think I like the Patriots' momentum right now. I think their momentum specifically on the defensive side. I don't think it'll be an easy game. I think Cleveland's tough. I mean, even if they're missing all those pieces, they've proven to be able to move the ball on the ground. This is a big test. How good how much improved has that Patriots run defense gotten? I say they get the job done 24-20.
Wow, I'm right around the same score. I'm rolling with the Patriots for now, 3 in a row, and I'm going to stick with them at 23-20, and wouldn't be surprised if it's overtime, Paul, because similar to what we've said the last couple games, I think these are going to be close.
Absolutely.
So they're 5-4 now. You guys are saying 6-4.
Yeah, and then a quick turn, Steve. Short week next week, so I want you to rest up, all right? Thursday game against the Falcons.
We'll be checking up on you.
I appreciate that. Great stuff as usual. That'll do it for this week's edition of Patriots All Access. For Mike Reese and Paul Perillo, I'm Steve Burton. Have a great short week, everybody.